So now we have Miguel Ángel Aloy, who was until 2 days ago, I believe, the president of CURES. CURES is the committee of the RES users. The committee's mission is to raise concerns of what the users have to the organization committee in order just to solve any problems or issues that we can solve from here. So Miguel Ángel, I think this is your last time as president to give this talk, so whenever you want, the floor is yours.
Well, first of all, thank you very much for the kind invitation of the RES and for the opportunity to be the chairman of the Users Committee of the Spanish Supercomputing Network for longer than originally expected. On their behalf, I'd like to present you a review of the activities that we have been doing during these years. First of all, and particularly the last year. First of all, I'll let you know how the CURES came about, what are our goals, who are the persons who integrate the CURES, what have been doing specifically during the last years, and how can you, users, contact the CURES, which is a interesting service of the RES. So, first of all, the Users Committee of the RES was a body that was provided or thought by the RES managers in order to obtain the perspective of the users on the resources and facilities that the Spanish Supercomputing Network was providing. It was created back in 2010, and the first committee was chosen among expert HPC users, but later on, this body has gained a lot of flexibility. There are no rules imposed to the CURES, but rather the CURES generates its own regulation according to their needs. The idea is that we can also give advice and feedback to the managers of the Spanish Supercomputing Network to understand the user's point of view, right? And we also aim at promoting effective and efficient exchange of experience of different users in the RES. And this is done precisely by sharing information among users, and that's a very nice channel, because more experienced users can just be very valuable to newcomers. We may also suggest new directions in terms of technology and the facilities that we would like to get. You know, one thing is the perspective of the managers of the RES, who may be worried about optimizing the price that they pay for the flop that they obtain. Yet another is the perspective of users who have codes, and these codes have, of course, well, their own needs and not always align with the technologies that are in principle going to be purchased for the new generation of Mare Nostrum in this case, or whichever other of the computers of the RES. So this is a way to act as interface with the RES from the user's point of view. And we also provide a channel for potential concerns, comments, suggestions about the operation of the RES and the services offered. As I said, we have our own rules. Users with intranet user can just find them, go to the RES users area, and you will see on the very first tag how to contact CURES. Once you get there, among the documents, you see the regulations of the CURES, right? The latest ones were just produced in 2015, and the idea is that the membership of the CURES is for 2 years, and every year half of the members of the committee should just be renewed. The idea is the following: how do we renew this committee? Well, the ones which are living propose new names in areas in which they have expertise. And then the ones which remain choose among these possible candidates. There is always some restriction in terms of which candidates we pick or which persons we will incorporate in the CURES. They should be expert candidates which have obtained as PI resources in the RES, and they should reflect the geographic diversity and the different areas of the RES. You know, the RES is a distributed scientific technical facility. So the RES users come from all over Spain, and they have to be, this diversity has to be reflected in the CURES. I mentioned already that every second year, in principle, one has to renew the membership to the CURES, and half of the members simply move away. There are 8 members in the CURES, which are more or less 1 or 2 for each of the areas of the Spanish Supercomputing Network. So we have the areas of physics, engineering, and mathematics, and chemistry is split into 2, heterogeneous chemistry and solids, as well as homogeneous chemistry. And then there is life and health sciences, and the area to which I belong, which is astronomy, space, and earth sciences. Well, my appointment ends actually today. So from tomorrow on, José Javier Plata from the University of Seville will be the new CURES chair. Okay. So how do you get into contact with us? As I said, you enter into your intranet user, and then you have this RES users committee. You click on that tag, and it will bring you to this following page where you will have only 3 tags, typically, the documents, mailbox, and the last one, contact to CURES. Since I'm a member of the CURES, I also have access to the CURES mailbox, but you will only have 3. If you click on the contact CURES, you will go to a new page where you can select among the area of expertise that you want to contact. As I said, there are 6 areas in the RES. Your question might be addressed to a specific area, or it can be a general question to any area. And then you can pick a topic, which can be general topic or a specific question about the usage of the facilities or which facilities to access, etc. And of course, if you just use this channel, what you gain is that you get a personalized answer from the CURES on your query. I can just give you, the feeling that, and the feedback that this channel is not very often used. For instance, in 2023, we have got no contacts to the CURES, so everything seems to be extremely smooth, or the users are shy to complain. Back in 2022, we got 5 requests for contact, and just to give you a flavor of the things that people ask, you see, for instance, one user asked about the certification of the resources obtained as PI using the RES facilities. This is not our matter, but this is something that can be dealt in the administrations at BSc, applications, at bsc.es, and therefore it was redirected to that service for these matters. Other user was asking for hints about which is the best platform to use their codes. Of course, the best department to reply to this question is not the CURES, but rather the support team. And we redirect this query to the support team. Likewise, there was another user who had problems with a script. He sent us the full error and everything. Okay, we are not exactly to solve this kind of problems. Maybe we can help if we have gotten exactly the same thing, but we redirected this to support. Another user changed affiliation during the lifetime of a project, and he had already changed the information in his profile of the intranet. He was wondering whether this was enough or something else should be done, and we just informed him that it was sufficient with this move. Only changing the data in the profile, it's enough. Another interesting thing was that a new user was asking for the following problem, or question. He had 2 research projects financed by different entities, but thematically they were very similar. So he was wondering what was better, to apply for 2 activities or a single one. And our hint, this is not a general hint, but in the case of a novel user, it's maybe better to apply for a single project, because it's the first time you do it, and then it's easier to manage a single project than 2. But I insist, this is not a general rule. You might be more comfortable, or might be more beneficial for you to apply for 2 activities if they are sufficiently unrelated. We do not only get feedback from the users directly through the CURES mailbox. We also get feedback from what you fill in the user's satisfaction survey. And this is a very important tool of the RES, and I encourage all of you to fill in the survey every time it's just on your disposal. For instance, back in 2021, the core team of the RES detected that a few users were complaining about the missing feedback in the replies of the referees regarding the relative rank their applications have obtained, particularly if the application doesn't get computational time. Then the core team, Oriol Pineda particularly, came with a suggestion, a first draft, which was dividing the proposals in 4 groups, the top, intermediate, low, and bottom group. And we iterated. I mean, the CURES and the core team of the RES iterated on the exact definition of these groups and what to provide as feedback to the users. And as a result, now we have a system in which, with your referee report, you in addition get whether your application is in the top group, in which case this means the top 15% of the applications of a given call, which means that you get time, basically without any time cut, except if in the previous activity you misuse or not use efficiently the resources allocated. Then there is an intermediate group formed by applications in the top 15 to 30%, which may obtain typically time, but typically also with reductions, because this is a very hard problem to assign time. We have a different set of architectures, finite time in each of them. Each of the applications has different properties and applies for different amounts of time. And sometimes it's not easy to fit in all the applications. So some of them, particularly those which can only run in a single architecture, might get cuts, in some cases severe cuts. The low and bottom groups have low chances to get time. In the low group, you might be lucky if the oversubscription is not too large, but it's not the usual thing. Normally, you don't get anything. And if your application, if you get the feedback that your application is in the... It's me?
Puesta alarmas a la 11 y a la 1 para... Bueno.
¿Nos tenemos que ir?
No, para nada. Es por eso el sistema de emergencia que están
probando.
Vale. Son pruebas. Yeah. So we told you about this, so we are going to have this test by Civil Protection in Barcelona, and no, it's not mine. So we are, as Sergi said, we're in the border between Barcelona and Baix Llobregat, so this is the one for Barcelona, but we may have to have this again at 1 p.m. So yeah, it's going to be a fun morning. No, if you put it in airplane mode, it won't arrive. Yeah, you won't get that. Okay. Sorry. No, it's not my fault.
You know, I never had a chairman that used this system to interrupt me. But never mind. So, as I was saying, if you get in your, in your referee report that you are in the bottom group, you have to worry that maybe you are not writing adequately the application for the kind of computers that we get in the RES. So, and finally, this was nearly on time, the alarm. I'll let you know that every time that you apply for time, you get to know us, because as the last question that you get in the application is whether you have contacted to the CURES within the last year, and whether you are satisfied with our service. I strongly encourage you to use the service, and of course, if you have questions or any requests that I may transfer to the CURES, even if it's today my last day, I will be delighted to do so. And thank you for your attention. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Are there any questions for Miguel Angel in his last talk at CURES? There's one. We shouldn't give you the microphone, I think.
And then, do you have any idea how we could improve or really make more awareness of CURES, or to get more feedback from the users through you? Or is it that everything is working well and they are just happy?
I must say that there have been many improvements over the years, and the system is now running quite smoothly. Typically, it's newcomers who have more questions that experienced users. So maybe by the time, one idea is that by the time a newcomer just applies for one of those small applications to test their codes and so on, he or she might be put into contact with the CURES, or at least to let this person know that we exist. Besides that, the other thing is that the analysis of the participation in the surveys of satisfaction, I think it's very important. From there we get very valuable information, and the rest too.
Okay, thank you.
Any more questions? Okay. So thank you, Miguel Angel.